Sweetness. Let's keep going down the bounce here. So we've got our first 5 frames all blocked in there, nice and neat. So to do the next ones, I select that range, I right-click, choose Convert to Blank Keyframes, not Insert Blank Keyframe. I make that mistake all the time. It's not a huge mistake. Here, I'll make the mistake. Ooh, oh no, Insert Blank Keyframe. So what it does is it only puts 1 frame in there and you've still got this range extended. Sometimes you want that, but for our purposes, I want to have these selected and say Convert to Blank Keyframes. Okay. Cool. So I'll turn on my onion skinning, change the range, and here we go. So this could be a little bit trickier, but I'm not going to get too worried about it because if you screw the spacing up the first time through, it's so easy to change it later that, just don't worry about it. So what I want to do is, before I do it, is check back to see my spacing was just about 1 ball length here. Ball length, jeez. All right. And so I want to at least have that going on here. And I think I'm going to run out of space. Like if I do this pretty quickly, you can see that I don't have much room for an acceleration here. I'll show you what I mean. So this pretty much fits exactly, but it's pretty dull. That last part, that last bounce is not very interesting. It just has that really even, it doesn't really accelerate. It's just the spacing, as we see here, is just even. And even spacing is, for this exercise, fairly demonic. We don't want to have this even spacing. We want to have a more exaggerated rate. In fact, I think I'm going to get kind of crazy here, and I'm going to go ahead and delete some frames. So I'm going to adjust my timing and just change the animation. Now, if for some reason you had to keep the same timing, well, I'll tell you what. I'll show it to you that way first. So yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. So what I've done is I've just in-betweened everything here, okay, but the spacing sucks. So I need to change my spacing, but I'm not going to change the timing like I said I was. I'm a liar. So I'm not going to change the timing. That is, I'm not going to change where the ball hits in time. I'm just going to change the spacing. And the way I'm going to do that is this very handy feature called Edit Multiple Frames right here. Turn this on, pull the range back here, make sure this range doesn't go forward. That will screw me up. And right here I've got a brilliant little palette of balls here. And so what I'm going to do is, these are just my frames. I'm getting loopy. All right. So I'm going to just go ahead and I think I'm going to crunch these up even more. And I don't have to move back and forth in the timeline. This is why this is so great. And you can see it really, really clearly what you're doing. And I'm just going to go through and get my spacing so it's more dramatic. You can hold down Shift and use the cursor keys, and that gives you bigger jumps. And if it starts to get confusing, just shorten the range down a little bit. Shorten range. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. All right, turn that off. Make sure you turn that off when you don't want it on. That can lead to bad things. Play it back. There we go. And so that's a pretty good exaggerated bounce there. So space tightly at the top and really spread out at the bottom to give that exaggerated sense of a bounce. And we'll hit the next video.